Welcome. Thanks for joining me. Today's yin practice is going to be head to toes, shoulders to fingers, nice feel good practice. So we're going to touch into all those different areas, connect with all the meridians and all of the chakras. So we're going to start in a seated position. You're probably going to need a blanket, your blocks, maybe a strap for later in one of the poses. So have those handy. When you're ready, find that comfortable seat. Allow your eyes to close. Take a full inhale and let it go. Just allow yourself to arrive into the space, onto your mat, and into your body. Connect with the sounds, the smells, the temperature of the air. Just allowing yourself to become more and more present with every passing moment. Taking a full inhale. And let it go. As you do, notice any tension you're holding in the body and physically see if you can let that go. So the shoulders drop away from the ears. And then just scanning from head to toe, shoulders to fingers, and acknowledging where you are physically. Any areas of concern, fatigue. We're going to go into this full body, this head to toe yin class, moving through different areas of the body, just touching into all those areas, have you feeling refreshed and renewed at the end of practice. Just kind of take note of where you are now. Take a full inhale. And let it go. And as you do, drop into that inside body, those thoughts, those emotions, that energy within you, and make note of what's going on. Notice the thoughts, the emotions, where your energy cycle is. And again, just taking notes, no woulds, coulds, or shoulds, no must-dos, just noting, just being. Anything that bubbles up, give it some validity, acknowledge it. And then anything that isn't going to serve you in a positive way today, see if you can give that some loving kindness and let it go. Things that are in the more positive nature, give them some loving kindness and invite them to stay through the practice. Take a full inhale. And let it go. Start to lengthen and deepen your breath. Just nice and easy. Inhaling till it feels like you're at the top. And then exhaling so it feels like you're at the bottom. So your inhales might be shorter than your exhales today, not a problem. That's usually the case. The exhales, you can exhale a little bit more, but no forcing, just noticing that deeper breath. So we're going to use that breath as we have been all through June. And allowing that breath to find us a deeper edge in this yin practice. And as you continue to breathe, maybe an intention bubbles up. Something around breath, around feeling the sensations. Maybe it's just to be in the present. Whatever that intention is, let it form in your mind's eye. It could be a word, an image, a phrase. And we'll set that intention either with another sigh of the breath or a sound of Om. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Exhale fully there. Inhale. Ooh. Keeping your eyes closed, taking your finger pads and place them right underneath your collarbones and do a little gentle tapping across those collarbones from the middle of your chest to your shoulders. Just nice and easy, a little bit of body tapping, grounding us in, dropping us more into that physical body, out of our emotional body, out of our head. Maybe going down the sternum, that little flat bone between the breasts, continuing across, and then down, just noticing the sensation. See if you can find that nice, easy breathing as you do this. That full inhale, that full exhale. Just dropping more and more into the present. After your next exhale, release those palms down on your thighs so that your palms are up, and just pause there and notice the sensations. Continue to breathe nice and full. And allow your eyes to blink open. We'll come into that first pose of long-legged butterfly. So sliding those feet out just a little bit wider so you have this nice little diamond shape with your legs. And again, if you need more intensity, you're going to prop those feet up maybe on a blanket or a bolster. Then you're just going to start to round forward. So start to round forward. We're targeting the spine here, the hips, the knees, maybe the shoulders. So you have options with your arms. Arms can reach forward. They can come inside the legs. They can go under the legs. So whatever's going to find a space for you. You have two options with your head. Let your head dangle. So you're targeting the neck. But if your neck feels like it's a little bit too strained today, place your forehead on a block or on a bolster. And then once you're there, take a full inhale. And as you let it go, allow yourself to wiggle and adjust to find your edge. And then find that easy breath, that full inhale, full exhale. And notice the sensations that that breath allows to happen. Dropping into the sensations along the legs, into the low back and the spine. Any sensation in the chest and the upper back. And any sensations in the arms. Continuously breathing that nice deep inhale and exhale. And acknowledging those areas of sensation. As that edge dissipates, starting to round the spine a little bit more, drawing inward a little bit more. Maybe becoming curious about those sensations. Have a few more cycles of breath. Taking a full inhale here. Sigh it out. Letting those hands and arms assist you as you roll the spine up. Let that head be the last thing to rise. Just pause there for a moment. And then you're going to take your thumbs and you're going to press the space just below the big toe ball mound right there, just below the big toe, to that, and just press that for a moment and pause. Give that a little rub, do a little circle. And then drop your chin to your chest. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then slowly slide those hands back toward the knees, draw the chin up, and as you inhale, draw the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll the shoulders down and back. Again, inhale up to the ears. Exhale, down and back. One more time, inhale up to the ears, feel that tension. And then as you exhale, roll it down and back, maybe feel that tension release. Using the arms, help the knees up. Extend the legs out, pausing there for a moment. Take a full inhale. And exhale. Take any movements you need to, maybe lean back into the hands, open the chest. Maybe rock the head from side to side. Just letting that pose go, any motions in the legs. And then from here, you're going to slowly bend those knees. Come into that little low squat, pressing yourself up. And then you're going to dangle yourself over those legs. So take the feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Bend deeply in the knees. Hands can rest on blocks or interlink opposite hands and elbows. Let your head relax down. Take a full inhale. Feel that back side fill up. And then as you exhale, allow yourself to just dangle. Dropping in here, trying to find stillness. Usually in a flow class, we move in this pose. See if you can just let gravity take you forward. And if for some reason this is not feeling good in your body, you can sit back on the ground and do caterpillar, which is basically the same thing, but you're folding over your legs as opposed to dangling over the legs standing. Again, find that steady breath. Notice the sensations in the upper back and shoulders on those inhales. On the exhales, noticing that sensation that's happening in the backs of the legs, the hips. Continuing to let gravity just take over. Maybe you feel your weight shift more toward the balls of your feet. Letting your head and neck be completely relaxed. Just falling into the rhythm of your breath. Nice tempo of inhales and exhales. Just a few more rounds of breath here. Taking a full inhale here. Let it go. Release those hands to blocks or floor if they're not there already. Maybe this is a time where you might need a blanket underneath your heels, but you're going to bend your knees, drop those hips, and come into a squat. So if you need that little extra support of a blanket or a bolster underneath your heels, going there. And then just relaxing the arms. The arms can be on the outside, they can be on the inside, they can be on the knees, but just relax the arms. Breathing into it. And again, if this doesn't feel good, you always have child's pose. So you're going to get a similar effect in child's pose. Just breathing into it. So deep hip compression here, targeting the ankles, the hips, the knees. And again, continue to breathe. Too long of holds today, but enough to touch in and drop into each of those major areas of the body. Hitting all the meridians today, all the chakras, to hopefully have you feeling energized, renewed at the end of this practice. Thirty more seconds here. Take a full inhale. Let it go. Slowly bring yourself onto your booty, having a seat. Taking those legs out straight and just pause. Letting that go. Notice the sensations. And then taking any movements you need to let that go. Maybe bend the knees and kind of lift those hips to release that deep hip crease. Roll the shoulders back. And when you're ready, we're going to come to our next pose, which is ankle toe stretch, everybody's favorite. But this is where we're going to add in a little bit of that face yoga. So we're going to start with our toes tucked. We're going to start with the first round. We're just going to do a little bit for our shoulders and our neck as we're in this pose. So once you're there, settle in. We'll be here for a minute. So from here, you're going to take that right arm over your left arm. Give yourself a big hug. And then draw those elbows down. Keep lengthening up through the neck. You're targeting the shoulders. If you need less sensation in those ankles or those toes, just lean forward. A couple more rounds of breath here. And then as you inhale, take the arms wide. As you exhale, hands to floor, uncurl those toes, point them back, sitting back on those heels or on your block. And don't worry about getting a lot of emphasis on the front of the knees. If you feel like you still need more, slide a block underneath so you can have your hands free. And this time, take that left arm over the right. Give yourself a big hug. And then draw the shoulders down. This is your face, keeping your eyes open or closed if you need to look for a moment. You're going to make a big smile on your face. So big smile. And then you're going to take your lips and cover your teeth. And continue to smile. Try to relax the forehead. We're targeting the facial tissues here. Continue to smile, but relax the forehead, relax the eyes. And then take your tongue these last few seconds, press it against the roof of your mouth. Take a full inhale. Sigh it out. As you inhale, take the arms wide. And as you exhale, hands to the floor, tuck those toes. Sit back on those heels or on the block. And this time you're gonna take that right arm, reach it up and bring it down behind your head. Take that left hand, slide it up anywhere that you can, and then you're just gonna press your hands into your back. You're not gonna interlink, you're just gonna press. Press and lift, and then take the head and press it anywhere into that top arm. And find your breath. So targeting the shoulders. Again, sitting on a block if this is a little too intense for the toes. Few more rounds of breath here. Taking a big inhale, reach those arms to the sky. And exhale, hands down, uncurl the toes. Sitting back. And again, adjust as you need. This time that left arm comes up, left hand comes down, right arm comes underneath. And then press the hands into the body as you press the head into that upper arm. Find your breath. And then you're going to make your face as wide as possible. So you're going to widen that face. Like you're very surprised. Widen the eyes, widen the mouth. If it feels okay for you, maybe even stick your tongue out. If it still feels okay, take the gaze with just your eyeballs up toward your forehead. And while doing all that, can you still breathe? Take a full inhale. Sigh it out. As you inhale, take both arms up. And as you exhale, lean it forward, tuck those toes one more time. Finding your place where you can sit. So again, last round here. And we're going to take those hands, you're going to interlink the fingers behind you. And then just take those hands and reach them toward the floor. Rolling the shoulders back. If you have a little bit more range of motion, maybe grab opposite elbows. So that's just going to intensify that hold on the front of the shoulders. And continue to breathe. Few more rounds of breath here. Big inhale. Sigh it out. As you inhale, take the arms wide. And exhale, hands down, flatten those toes. Last round here. Hands are just going to rest on your thighs. And we're going to take that face and you're going to take all of your face and try and move it to the right side. So squish your mouth, look to the right. Just hold, just using those muscles. And then release that and look all the way to the left. So try not to move your head, just your eyes go to the left, your face, your mouth goes to the left. And then release that back to center. As if you're saying the word wow, you can even say the word wow, but keep your forehead nice and relaxed and open the mouth wide. Wow. 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 Two more times. Wow. One more. Wow. And then lean forward, get those ankles, bring those legs out straight. As those legs are releasing, take your fingertips and tap the face. Tap around the eyes, into the forehead, down the jaw, the chin, around the lips, around the nose, down the sides of the neck, up the front of the throat, and then rest those hands down. Just taking a moment. And then releasing that, point and flex through those feet. Wiggle the legs from side to side, maybe windshield wiper. Just let that go. And from here, we're going to find our way to Sphinx pose. So using any props you'd like to underneath to intensify that stress on the low back. Finding either a bolster or a block or both. Come to lay on your belly into that Sphinx pose. And again, we'll go a little bit deeper if it so calls to you, but bringing that right underneath the sternum to find a little bit of targeting in that low back. And then make the legs a little bit wider, relax the legs, give them a little wobble from back and forth. And then draw those elbows under the shoulders, and then let the shoulders draw toward your ears. Let your chin drop down either to your chest or rest your forehead on a block. Once you're there, take a full inhale. And let it go. Allowing everything to round forward. Using that breath again. So kind of hard to breathe really deep during that face yoga and the ankle toe stretch. So now we're finding that breath again. Noticing what happens as you breathe deep into the torso, filling those lungs, not only forward and backward, but side to side, up and down. Notice how that changes the edge here. Allowing yourself to drop into the rhythm of your breath, acknowledging the sensations. Few more rounds of breath here. And for this last minute, you want to go a little bit deeper. If you'd like to do seal pose, press into those hands, straighten the arms. Be mindful to relax the low back, relax the glutes. Let those shoulder blades draw together. So just targeting the shoulders and the spine a little bit more. You continue to breathe. If you're in that seal pose, slowly start to bring those elbows back down. Pausing here for a moment. Taking a full inhale. Let it go. And then mindfully draw anything that's underneath you out. Take your hands underneath your forehead, stack the hands, place the forehead on those hands and pause. And then taking that left leg out to the side, turn your head to the left and pause there for a couple breaths. And then slide that left leg back down, turn your head to the right, draw that right knee out to the side, pause here for a couple breaths. And then bring the head back to center, slide that right leg down. Bring your hands underneath you. Your choice, press back hands and knees, and either do a little bit of cat-cow or maybe a little bit of child's pose, whatever's going to feel best in your body. Take some time to let that pose go. Notice the sensations that that pose created, any energy shifts. And then as you're ready, make your way onto your back. So go mindfully. We're going to do Asana, a little bit of happy baby. So maybe if you want your strap for happy baby, I know you said you might not need your strap, but if you want to use this for happy baby, you have that. You want to make a big loop if you're wearing happy baby first. We're making that big, big loop. This just kind of helps a little bit if you don't have the range of motion to grab your feet. You're going to lay back onto your back. Just kind of notice how it feels to find happy baby. So you want to try and keep your head and neck on the ground. Even if you need to bring a pillow underneath your head and neck, allow that to happen, a pillow or a blanket. But draw those knees into the chest. Take the knees up, out to the side, and the feet up. And if you can grab onto your heels and relax your shoulders and let everything drop down, even if that's on a pillow or something, stay here with this. If it's too much and you feel like you're too tight, that's where you're going to take that strap around your feet. And then you're just going to grab the strap on the inside, so on that big loop, and then bend those knees and relax the shoulders. So it's going to kind of give you that little extra room you might need so that you can really relax everything down. And as you need maybe a little bit more edge, maybe those elbows or those arms wrap around the strap, just drawing those knees down more. But find what works for you. This one can be a little awkward. See if you can find some stillness. Relax the shoulders, the jaw, the neck. Take a full inhale. And then drop into the sensation and that steadiness of your breath. Nice full inhales and exhales. Targeting the hips, the spine. Just a nice deep, deep, deep hip stretch. Really compressing that hip. And as we release it, allowing that new fluid to go in. Targeting those meridians, chakras, just allowing for better energy flow. And just kind of notice how your breath affects the sensation. You notice when your jaw and your shoulders start to get a little bit tense. Can you relax? Couple more rounds of breath here. Dropping into that rhythm and the sensation that the breath creates. Taking a full inhale. Let it go. Slowly start to release those feet to the floor. Grunting and a groaning, totally appropriate. Once your feet are to the floor, either pause there with your knees bent, or maybe start to straighten those legs out. Just notice the release through the legs, through the hips, the low back. If you've rested your head and shoulders on something, bring that out from underneath. Then take any motions you need to. Reach the arms back, slide the feet together, maybe windshield wiper those legs. Kind of let go of that, get the energy flowing. And then now we'll come into Banana Asana, making ourselves in that shape of a banana. I like to place a blanket over my hips. It just helps me feel a little bit more grounded. So whatever weight that you'd like, sometimes I like to put it even all the way up on my torso. It just helps me kind of drop down a little bit more. We're going to take our arms, we're going to reach them back up overhead. We're going to take our feet, walk them over to the left. So you're feeling that sensation on that right side, that right hip is staying anchored down. And then maybe take that left foot over the right to anchor it. If that doesn't feel good in your low back, keep your feet just where they are. If you feel like you need a little bit more intensity on that right side, the right ankle will cross over the left. But make sure that right hip anchors down so you're getting that stretch through the outer hip. And then you're going to take your hands, interlink your right hand over your left elbow, and then start to lean yourself toward the left. So creating space between your elbow and your hip. And then take your head, take your left ear, drop it to your left shoulder. Once you're there, take a full inhale. Sigh it out. And then again, find that rhythm of your breath. Full inhales, full exhales. Noticing how that breath affects the edge of the pose, the sensation that's happening while you're in this pose. Feeling that length happening on the right side of the body. Feeling the compression happening on the left side of the body. Few more rounds of deep breath, dropping into that rhythm of your breath, acknowledging the sensations in the body. Take a full inhale. Let it go. Slowly bring the upper body back to center. Release the hands by your side. And then uncross the legs if they're crossed. Bring the legs back to center. Just pause there. Notice the sensations on the right side and the left side. And then we'll go right into the second side. Take those arms up overhead. Taking those feet, walk them over to the right. Keeping that left hip grounded. Either take the right ankle over the left or the left ankle over the right, depending on where you need to be with your edge. And then let that left hand grab the right elbow and then right elbow to left elbow. And then draw that upper body toward the right. Once you've moved and found that length from elbow to hip, draw the right ear toward the right shoulder. And then take a full inhale. Let it go. Release any muscle tension. Let yourself surrender into the stillness, into the sensations of this pose. Noticing the length on the left side, the compression on the right side. Few more rounds of breath here. Keep dropping in. Taking a full inhale. And let it go. Slowly bring that upper body back to center. Release those hands down by your side. And then uncross the legs if they're crossed. Bring those legs back to center. Just pause here. Let the palms turn up. Let the feet turn out. Just notice the sensations on the right side and left side of the body. Notice the sensations through the spine, the shoulders. Let's take any motions you need to let that go. Wrist circles, ankle circles, a big stretch. Maybe some more windshield wipers. And then just kind of note where you are, how you're feeling. So you're going to have an option for your final position. It's a little bit of yogi's choice. So first option will be Baddha Konasana, so soles of the feet together, and then propping your upper body up onto blocks or a blanket just to open, because we've been very closed in. So just opening the front of the body. Or if you'd like to do a twist, right side, left side, you can do a twist. So if you're doing the opening, you're going to be there for about 6 minutes. Or we're going to do 3 minutes of the twist on each side. So you have options of where you'd like to go. So kind of decide what your body needs today and go into what best suits you. I'm going to go with a twist. So if you want to join me, shift your hips slightly to the right. Take that right leg over the left and then drop the knees over to the left. And let that right arm extend. Use any props you need to under the knees if they don't touch the floor. Just finding that edge through the outer hip, through the spine. If you want to continue that rotation, look over to the right hand. And then just breathe. Find that breath. So if you're in that reclined heart opener, allow the shoulders to soften. Let the arms go a little bit wider. Be mindful of the low back if you're in that heart opener so that your low back isn't being pinched. Kind of lengthen that out a little bit. Your knees might even need to be a little bit closer or wider from the body. Just find that steady rhythm of your breath. If you're in the twist, just a few more cycles of breath here before we switch sides. If you're in the twist, take a full inhale. Let it go. Unwinding the legs, bringing that right arm over toward the left, lay on your left side to pause. If you're in that heart opener, stay where you are. If you're in the twist, slowly bring yourself back onto your back. We're going to go to the other side. For those in the heart opener, if you want a little bit more stretch and a little bit more edge in the shoulders, you can take those arms, reach them back up overhead. Maybe they interlink hands and elbows and they rest on your forehead, or you allow them to drop down depending on how your shoulders feel. Twist to the second side, shift the hips to the left. Left leg over right, drop the knees to the right. Left arm opens, looking over that left shoulder if you're in the twist. If you're in that heart opener, being mindful of not going past your edge. Keep in with that breath. That mindful inhale and mindful exhale. Acknowledging the sensations. Maybe stay if you have those arms overhead for another 5 or 6 breaths. And allow the arms to come back to where they were. Staying with that sensation of breath just a few more minutes. 1.5 minutes to go here. Take a full inhale here. Let it go. If you're on the blocks, allow those knees to come up first. If you're in the twist, roll over onto that right side, uncross the legs, pause there. If you're on the blocks, slowly start to draw your chin to your chest, grabbing those knees, draw your head toward your knees, and then mindfully bring yourself off those blocks and all the way onto the floor. If you're curled into a ball from the twist, slowly make your way onto your back. And then either knees are bent and knees knocking in, or maybe take those legs long. Just kind of notice the effects of the pose. Continue to find that inhale and exhale. Just a few more rounds. Just kind of notice the body from head to toe, fingers to shoulders. Notice the energy inside. Notice the mental thoughts. Then take any last motions that you need to before Shavasana. Whatever Shavasana means to you. Maybe it's reclined, maybe it's on your side, on your belly, maybe it's seated. So kind of listen to your body, notice what you need, and then find that place of restoration. Again, we'll only be here for about 3 minutes. It's been a nice restorative practice. So allowing yourself to settle in. Once you're there, take a long, full inhale. All the way to the top, take a little bit extra And then open the mouth and sigh it out. Settling into stillness. Allow your breath to release and come back to normal. Acknowledging the sensations that are happening in the body. Just let yourself be here consciously with those sensations, acknowledging any energy flow, and moving into stillness and silence. I'll bring you out of Shavasana with the sound of my voice. Take rest. Taking a full inhale. Let it go. Just notice here, if you feel like you need to pause and stay here longer, please do. Otherwise, if you feel restored, start to bring some movement into the fingers, the toes, the wrists and ankles, into the arms, the legs. And taking any motions you need to, maybe a long stretch from fingers to toes, some windshield wiper, a hugging of the knees, allowing yourself to move to bring that energy back, that circulation. And then when you're ready, mindfully move yourself over to one side. Pause there for a moment. Just check in. Check in with the thoughts, the energy level. Notice any shifts. And then when you're ready, mindfully press yourself all the way up to seated. Once you found that comfortable seat, allow yourself to pause. Rest your hands on your thighs. Turn those palms up. And allow yourself to arrive into the space, onto your mat, into your body. Connecting again with the surroundings. And then drawing yourself inward. Making note of the physical body. The shift in the thoughts. The shift in the energy. Acknowledging and offering up a little bit of gratitude for taking the time to be here with yourself and dropping in today, taking care mentally, physically, emotionally. And using that breath, knowing you can take that breath with you anywhere, anytime you need it, on your mat or off. And drop into those sensations. Bring your hands toward your heart center, or one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. We'll close this practice with that sound of Om or a sigh of the breath. Exhale fully here. Inhale. Om. Taking moments, think of one thing in your life you truly are grateful for. Hold on to that image in your mind's eye as you raise your head with a smile. Thank you for being here. Drink lots of water, eat your veggies, filled with some love.